Hey everyone! So today we're going to talk about making your goals and resolutions last this year. I know that a lot of us go into the new year, and I have done it before. I write this whole list of goals, I get super excited about it, and then in about a week I've forgotten them, I haven't looked at them again. Then we fast forward a month, 2 months, 3 months later, I'm like, what were those goals again? When it suddenly strikes me that, oh yeah, I did write down some goals for the new year. So these are just going to be a few tips, really quick video, to make your goals and resolutions last and make them work for you rather than just forgetting about them after the first few months of the year. I have my little whiteboard here, so if I look to the side, I'm just making sure that I stay on track. All right, so these are some things that really work for me and really help me to kind of stick with things, because goals can be something that we write down and feel good about for a second, like I said before, and then kind of just let fall to the side. So the first thing we're going to do is break down those big goals. I know that a lot of us go into the new year or go into any goal and we want to write something really big. We want to accomplish something huge. We want it to be like, yes, I crushed that. It was amazing. So that's awesome and that's wonderful. But I want to encourage you, when you do that, when you write that big goal for the year, break it down into smaller, more manageable pieces. I like to break things down into weekly goals, so things that you can do during the week, and then monthly goals, so things that you can do and make sure you can look back on and see how you did that month. So if I say that it's a fitness goal, because that's just an easy example for me to make. So you have this fitness goal for the year, and what makes that super simple is, rather than going, I want to gain X amount of muscle or improve my weight by this much by the end of the year, you break it down into how you're going to do that week by week, month by month, the progress that you kind of want to make throughout the year, rather than just that whole year huge thing. So break those goals down, make them manageable, build on them little by little, and just make sure that you have things that you can check off and be like, accomplished that, on to the next week, accomplished that. Yes, I'm on track here. So one, it helps you to feel like you're staying on track. It keeps it fresh in your mind because you're looking at it, you're thinking about it. You're not just, doing random things and then at the end of the year you check back and go, oh man, I kind of got off track there. So yeah, it's super important breaking things down into smaller bite-sized chunks so that at the end of the year, all those little pieces built up to that one bigger goal that you set. All right, the second thing is, and I'm looking at my board because I'll keep going on, make them about actions, not results. So this one I think is super important, especially for staying motivated with those goals. I know a lot of times that people will go into the year, and again with fitness, say, I'm going to lose 15 to 20 pounds this year, and you're like, okay, awesome, great. What do I do? So making those goals about actions. So instead of saying, I'm going to lose 15 to 20 pounds, or even if that is your big goal, the breakdown here is, I'm going to make sure that I get my workout in 4 days a week. I'm going to do HIIT this many days a week. I'm going to lift weights this many days a week. And so you can then every day and every week go back and check off, like, yes, I did it. I'm taking a step closer to my goal. I'm going to eat this many vegetables during the week at this many meals, very specific things that you can keep track of and that can keep spurring you forward when you accomplish them. So it's super important for staying motivated with your goals that you have something that you can check off and can see that you're doing. So for me, a lot of times I'll set a water goal. I'll set a goal to have vegetables at lunch and dinner. Something besides my favorite potatoes. I'll just make sure that I'm getting my 6 workouts in a week. And so those are things that are very, very tangible for you. You did that workout, you can check it off. You ate those veggies, you can check it off. You drank that water, you're doing great. So those kind of things really help you to stay motivated because they help you see the progress that you're making every single day. So making your goals about actions and taking the steps, writing those steps to the goal that are actions rather than just result oriented is super motivating and a super great way to keep you on track. So the third thing we're going to talk about is to keep them in sight. So I know I said this before, sometimes we write those really big goals and then we kind of put it away and forget about it until, November, and you're like, crap, I'm so behind because we've only got 1 month left. So keeping the goals in sight is super important. I know a few years ago I wrote down all these goals, like I said, and I wrote them in the back of a notebook. And guess who never opened that notebook again all year? Me. So I had all these goals, all these great plans, but I wrote them somewhere that I never looked at again. You know, the notebook got buried under a bunch of stuff. It wasn't something that I kept on my desk or anything like that. So keep your goals in sight. It's going to remind you of them. It's going to keep you wanting to work on them because they're fresh in your mind whenever you see them. So a lot of times, even if you write it on a piece of notebook paper, which is fine, keeping it on your desk or keeping it in your calendar, you know, on the week that you're on, so that every day when you look in there, you're seeing like, oh, these are the things that I want to accomplish this year, reminding yourself of what you want to do. It's just so important to keep those goals in your mind because that's what really helps you to, you know, get it done. All right, simple one there, right? Just a nice little helpful thing to do. Let's see, and the last thing, this one is super, super key, I think, because a lot of us can get derailed with, you know, one day off or something like that with a goal, or, you know, the first time that you don't do the thing that you planned on doing to get to that goal, you know, it's like, I give up, I quit. Remember that it's okay to miss a day, miss one little point on the goal maybe that you wanted to accomplish that day, and maybe, you know, you have to do it the next day or you have to do it later in the week. It's super important to remember that getting off track is going to happen. We live in the real world. There are just days when things don't go like we planned, or, you know, we run out of time and stuff like that. The main thing is when something like that happens, don't let it throw you off. Just accept it. It's okay. It happened. No big deal. But you can get right back on track. Say again, fitness. Say you missed 2 workouts in a row out of your, you know, however many that week. It's okay. As long as you don't let it turn into, you know, 5, 6, a week, a month, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, what happened? So yeah, just remembering that it's okay and it's going to happen. Somewhere in the year, there's going to be a day where you don't do everything that you had planned to reach that goal, and it's okay. The main thing is keeping on track, getting right back to where you left off, and just make sure you keep going and don't get discouraged. The main thing is there, don't get discouraged. It happens to everyone. I missed a workout last week, and, you know, I don't let it drive me crazy. I just move on. I either make it up on Sunday, which is usually my off day, or, you know, I'm just like, maybe I needed a little extra rest this week. I'm going to get all my workouts in next week. So just remember, as long as you don't let little slip-ups, if you want to call them that, throw you off and snowball into, you know, weeks taking a break from working on your goal, then it's a-okay. You're just going to hop right back on track and crush it. So that's my video. Hopefully it was short. I'm actually filming on my webcam today as this is the first video, and I just noticed when I was filming that I forgot to take off the plastic cover, so maybe next one will look even better because there's some plastic over the screen right now. But thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you have amazing and wonderful things planned for 2018, and, you know, I do. Have amazing, wonderful things to share with you guys, and hopefully things that will help you guys even more. So let me know if you enjoyed this, if it was helpful for you, what you'd like to see, and all that kind of stuff. And make sure to like and subscribe and all that, because it helps me to be able to keep going, keep my channel running, and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for joining me. Happy New Year, and I hope it's been wonderful so far.